Chapter 1, Whispers in Foxborough. It started as a quiet off-season in Foxborough. Bill Belichick, the legendary head coach of the New England Patriots, had just stepped down after decades of NFL dominance. He was supposed to be enjoying retirement, golfing in Nantucket, fishing off the Maine coast, and maybe writing a memoir titled The Playbook of Greatness. But what no one expected was her, Jordon Hudson, the 24-year-old former beauty queen turned entrepreneur, who had been seen with Belichick on more than one occasion. The sports world didn't know what to make of it. Paparazzi captured them sharing a quiet dinner at a secluded bistro. TMZ leaked blurry photos of them on a yacht off Martha's Vineyard. Speculation ran wild, but neither of them commented. Then, silence. Until the email leaked. Chapter 2, The Email. The email surfaced late one Friday night on a celebrity gossip forum under a thread titled, Leaked, Jordon Hudson explains why she dated Belichick. It was a forwarded message, allegedly from Jordon to a close friend. The contents were raw, unfiltered, and emotionally explosive. The subject line read, "I owe you the truth about Bill. I didn't expect to fall for him. I didn't even expect to meet him. It was supposed to be a PR stunt. A business arrangement. But somewhere along the line, he became more than a strategy. He became my anchor." The message went on to explain how they met during a leadership seminar at Boston University. Jordon, attending as a keynote speaker on modern entrepreneurship, crossed paths with Belichick, who had been invited for a surprise guest lecture on discipline in leadership. Their conversation, she claimed, lasted longer than either of us expected. "He listened to me in a way no man my age ever did," she wrote. "He challenged my thoughts. He asked questions. He didn't try to impress me, he just was. Authentic. Weathered. Brilliant." But the most shocking revelation came in the final paragraph. "At first, I agreed to date him because I was promised visibility, media attention, potential investor deals. It was all laid out in a contract. But what started as transactional turned emotional. I caught feelings. Real ones. And now I don't know how to tell him the truth." Chapter 3, The Fallout. The email spread like wildfire. Reddit threads exploded with commentary. ESPN anchors debated its authenticity. Late-night hosts joked about Belichick scoring off the field. But behind the scenes, Belichick was devastated. He had always kept his personal life out of the media. He was notorious for the hoodie, the gruff demeanor, and the "we're on to Cincinnati" attitude. But this? This was different. Sources close to Belichick say he first heard about the leak during a quiet dinner at home. His longtime friend and former offensive coordinator called him. "Bill," he said gently, "you need to see this." When he read the email, he didn't speak for minutes. Just stared at the screen. Then, slowly, tears welled in his eyes. A man who had led teams through brutal playoff losses, stood stoic through Super Bowl heartbreaks, and watched franchise legends retire, was now reduced to silence. "I thought she saw me," he reportedly told a friend later that night. "Not the brand. Not the legacy. Just me." Chapter 4, The Press Conference. 3 days later, Belichick held an impromptu press conference. The media, unsure if it was about football or the leaked email, flocked in. Wearing his usual gray hoodie and standing alone at the podium, he looked different, smaller somehow. More human. "I don't usually talk about my personal life," he began. "But since it's become public, I want to say this: I care deeply for Jordon. What we had, what we still have, is between us. I don't know if that email is real. But I know how I feel." Then came a pause. A visible tremble in his lip. "I've spent my whole life coaching people how to recover from losses. But I've never been good at taking one myself." Chapter 5, Jordon responds. Days passed. Then, Jordon finally broke her silence. In a heartfelt Instagram video, no makeup, no filters, just her in a hoodie, eerily similar to Bill's. She looked directly into the camera. "Yes, the email was real," she said. "It was written at a time when I was confused, overwhelmed, and scared." She took a long breath. "I did enter this relationship with business motives. I won't lie about that. But what happened along the way was unexpected. Bill Belichick is the most fascinating man I've ever met. And I've fallen for him in ways I didn't think were possible." She ended with a plea, "If you're watching this, Bill. I'm sorry. I didn't handle it the right way. But what I feel now is real. And if you can forgive me, I'd like to start again, no contracts, no cameras, just us." Chapter 6, Redemption. The sports world watched, riveted. Would the stone-faced coach forgive the Gen Z entrepreneur? Would the old-school football legend embrace a second chance at love in the media storm of the digital age? A week later, paparazzi caught them walking together through Boston Commons, quietly, no handlers, no fanfare. Just two people trying again. When asked later by a reporter what brought them back together, Belichick gave the most un-Belichick answer of his life. "Sometimes," he said with a faint smile, "you call a trick play. And sometimes, it actually works." Epilogue. A year later, Belichick and Jordon were spotted attending a youth football camp, co-hosting an event for underprivileged kids interested in sports and entrepreneurship. The hoodie and the influencer, side by side, building something new. And somewhere in the crowd, a sign read, "Love wins. Even in the fourth quarter." Title: The Patriots' Last Heartbreak, Bill Belichick in tears as Jordon Hudson's leaked email reveals shocking truth. A fictional entertainment story. Foxborough, Massachusetts. The walls of Gillette Stadium had witnessed many emotional moments in Bill Belichick's storied coaching career: 6 Super Bowl wins, legendary halftime speeches, and the eventual exit of Tom Brady. But nothing could have prepared the 72-year-old coach for the gut punch that came not from the gridiron, but from a leaked email that turned his quiet May afternoon into a media firestorm. It was a calm Friday morning when the news broke. TMZ Sports released what they described as a verified, confidential email from 24-year-old Jordon Hudson, the stunning former cheerleader-turned-philosophy major, allegedly sent to a close friend late last month. In it, she described the true reason behind her headline-making romance with the football legend, a relationship that had stunned both NFL fans and Hollywood gossip circles alike. And the contents? Devastating. Especially for Belichick. A love that raised eyebrows. Belichick and Hudson first made tabloid headlines earlier in 2025 when photos emerged of the pair dining together at a quiet seafood restaurant in Cape Cod. While initial reports suggested they were merely friends discussing leadership philosophy, more sightings, including a cozy getaway in Nantucket and a shared box at a Celtics game, confirmed what the world had begun to suspect. Social media exploded. Some praised the coach for finding love again after his 2023 split with longtime girlfriend Linda Holliday. Others questioned the 48-year age gap between him and the former Miss Rhode Island runner-up. But Belichick, known for his steely demeanor and hoodie-wrapped silence, refused to comment publicly. Jordon, on the other hand, played coy. She posted cryptic quotes on Instagram, Nietzsche, Sartre, even excerpts from Belichick's own playbook. Fans speculated. Was it real? Was it mentorship? Was it strategy? The leaked email. All speculation turned to shock when the email surfaced. It was 2,063 words long and appeared to be a raw, unfiltered confession from Hudson to a friend named Cammy. In the note, which began innocently enough with updates about graduate school and Pilates class, Jordon took a sharp turn. "I never meant for it to go this far with Bill," she wrote. "At first, I was intrigued by his mind. He's like a walking chessboard, every move calculated. But the more time I spent with him, the more I saw how lonely he really was, how much he missed being truly seen. But then came the twist. Honestly, Cammy, part of me dated him because I wanted access to a different world. Not just the private jets and dinners with Kraft, but to understand power from the inside. He is power. But now that I've seen behind the curtain, I realize it's not what I want. I can't keep pretending. And the dagger? I think I'm in love with someone else. Someone my age. Someone who doesn't draft cornerbacks in his sleep. Belichick's heartbreak. Sources close to Belichick say he was devastated. An insider from the Patriots organization revealed that the coach was seen in his office that afternoon, quietly reading the email on his phone. He didn't speak for nearly an hour, the source said. Just sat there staring at the screen. At one point, he wiped away tears. This was not the unshakable leader who once said, "We're on to Cincinnati." This was a man shaken, wounded, and perhaps betrayed. By someone he thought understood the complexity of his life. By evening, Belichick canceled a scheduled appearance at a charity golf event, prompting even more speculation. TMZ later published photos of him driving alone near the Massachusetts coast, windows down, eyes distant. The fallout. Patriots fans were torn. Some flooded social media with support for Belichick, posting old photos of him with Brady, Gronk, and his late dog, Nike. The hashtag #TeamBill trended on X for 14 hours straight. Others turned their ire toward Hudson, accusing her of manipulating a legend for clout. But her defenders were quick to point out, the email never said she used Belichick. In fact, she wrote, "I never took a dime from him. He offered to pay my tuition, but I declined. I didn't want to owe him anything." Still, the damage was done. A press conference unlike any other. On Monday, Belichick did the unthinkable. He called a press conference, but not to talk about football. Wearing a dark gray Patriots hoodie and standing behind a plain podium, Belichick cleared his throat. "There's been a lot of talk," he began, voice hoarse. "And I usually don't respond to personal matters. But I will say this, I loved her. Or at least, I thought I did." Reporters gasped. Cameras clicked. ESPN cut to a live feed within minutes. "I don't regret spending time with her. She's brilliant. But sometimes, even a good coach can misread the field. That's on me." And then, in perhaps the most vulnerable moment of his public life, Belichick choked up. He paused. Looked down. And with a trembling breath, muttered, I didn't expect the email. Where are they now?" As of May 3, 2025. Jordon Hudson has gone silent on social media. Her Instagram has been set to private, and she has reportedly left Boston to stay with family in Oregon. A close friend says she is taking time to reflect. Belichick has returned to work, but his demeanor is said to be quieter than usual. Players have noted a change, more philosophical speeches, fewer outbursts, and, for the first time ever, a jazz playlist in the locker room. NFL insiders say the Patriots are preparing for a rebuilding year. But some believe Belichick's heartbreak might fuel one last run, a final blaze of glory before retirement. Final thoughts. Love, like football, is unpredictable. You can game plan every scenario, study every tendency, and still be blindsided by a broken play. In the end, Bill Belichick's greatest lesson may not have come from a playbook, but from a leaked email that reminded him, and all of us, that even legends can have fragile hearts.